Hello collective, we have jumped on this morning bright and early, 5 a.m. Sorry about the lighting, it's all I've got. I'm waiting for that sun to come through the clouds. The reason I've jumped on is this Scorpio full moon. Oh lordy, everybody is just in the depths of their emotions. Okay. I've had an influx of calls and messages and tears and the whys and the why nots and it's all happening. We are having, and this is an intense time. So what I'm going to bring forth is and I opened the cards twice because I've tried to record this twice and I had no battery power. Those two cards, no word of a lie, came out twice. High Priestess and Nine of Swords. Mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. I'm done, I'm over it. Grief, despair. This is secrets. This is higher truth, higher up, higher consequences, higher activations, completions, masteries. We're all in the depths of it. We're all in the thick of it. You will have emotions coming from the scorpionic, deep, dark, hidden underworld within your shadow to transform you. We've also got the accumulation of the South Node and all your lessons and growth this lifetime, closing out, coming to a head, so you can master it, transform, transcend, move into the North Node, a whole new you. You cannot move into the North Node or raise your vibration until you complete that or understand it or master a frequency to move in that. So I know you're in the depths of it. I know when you're in this scorpionic, sensitive, deep, emotional, the sting, the reality, right? You can't see the forest for the trees. You cannot see the light or the sun coming through those dark clouds. You are stuck in an emotional turmoil. So I was like, okay, this morning we're going to do a bit of a read for you and get an answer. But I want to give you a quote that I thought was so good that you can live by, because it's now about you having a whole new set of rules after this. You're through the emotion. You're going to come out like the rising phoenix with a whole new you, a whole new set of rules, a whole new set of values, boundaries, or narrative, or whatever, or whoever you are. That's what it's about, you becoming a new energy. So I'm going to give you a quote, and then we're going to give you a laugh. We're going to try and lighten the mood, and we're going to give you the old Irish grandfather's wisdom, something you won't forget, and also have a laugh. All right, see things a different way from a higher perspective. All right, so let's start. We know you're in this energy. So how I want to start with this, and this kind of going to answer a lot of questions coming in. A lot of people, and it doesn't matter who it is. If you're going through something with family, friends, lovers, groups, associations, whatever, it's all relationships. Relationships mean relationships with self and others. Work, love, friends, groups, society, associations, blah, blah, blah. All right? It's everyone. When we say relationship, you are in relationship every day with everything that you come into. Scorpio is kind of that deep connectedness, or related to deep connectedness in relationship and self. All right? It takes you into the depths. That's what Scorpio can do. Now, another thing I want to add in that'll answer a lot of questions, the why, the why not, the how, the what if they keep coming back, all these questions and messages, because we're in the emotional turmoil right now. Or how do I stop this cycle? I want to give you, the two quotes will just help you kind of balance and start to set some frequencies for yourself, or rules or boundaries or whatever you want to call it. New way of being, living to, adhering to. We're only here to master ourselves. To be honest, we're all here in our soul and our heart to become our full potential and to master ourselves and to give to the world and to make it a better place. Okay? Everyone has that mission deep in their heart. All right. Now, well, let's talk about labels. When you are told about a karmic soul tie, karmic toxic soul tie, a soulmate, a higher divine soulmate, a twin flame, a divine life partner, think of it like this. We're going to take the labels off. It's all about relationship, and those relation to anybody. It doesn't matter who anybody is, realistically. You should be treating everyone as is. But the universe occasionally, or spirit, sends you a little email, and it says, this is a karmic soul tie. You're going to learn a lot of lessons. There's going to be a lot of consequences. You got to go through it. Heads up, warning, warning, warning. If you dip your toe in, be very careful, right? You're going to get yourself caught up. You've done this before, or you need to learn it, or whatever, right? Then we've got soul. Then they send you another email. Oh, this one is your soulmate. Handle with care. Something to learn, grow, or complete, or pay back, or whatever. Then you got a higher divine soulmate. You get another email. Oh, here's your higher divine soulmate, if that applies. Oh, another email later. Oh, here's your twin flame. Handle with care. Handle with care. Warning. Porcelain. What will happen to you? Happen to them. Blah, blah, blah. Mirror. You get my drift. These are labels that Spirit gives you a pre-warning of how to handle or prioritize. There will be great lesson in this. Some things, not so much. Okay? So think of it like that. Take the label off. It's all about how that person's behaving, treating you, reciprocating, or all of that. You get my drift. You're not, you get it. You're going through it. So let's set some little things for you to think about, little mantras. Little things outside your emotions right now, because you're all going to be tied up in these emotions. So, and that's normal. We all go through that. Every single person goes through that. All right, unless you're completely and utterly checked out and feel nothing, which is not a good thing for you now or anyone else. Now, here's the thing, boy or girl. I mean, this quote that I kind of heard. It was designed between a boy and a man, but I like to put things in man or woman, girl or boy. All right? You need to start establishing or looking at things as behaviors and frequencies of where people are at. It'll help. It's protection, it's safety. If you want protection, if you want safety, this is what you're going to start doing, and then we'll give you the grandfather wisdom. The difference between boy and girl energy, what do I mean by that? Unevolved, still growing, still learning, still experimenting, still taste testing, confused, mucking you around. Generally, most likely high potential for hurt, risque, high risk, right? Boy-girl energy, when you're with that, no matter how old or young they are, age does not matter. It's about who you are as an energy, okay? When we're all grown adults. A boy or a girl, an unevolved energy, is chasing a feeling, right? I'll start again. A boy or a girl, unevolved energy, is chasing a feeling. They will never show up for you in yours, meaning in your feelings. So they're chasing a feeling. They will never show up for your feelings, right? They're there to be entertained and play and experiment. It's all over the place. It's on, off. It's confusion. That is someone in what we call page energy, night energy. A man and a woman is more king, emperor, empress, high priestess, king, queen, high priest, high priestess, emperor, empress energy. This is safer energy. They show up in their true woman femininity of love, care, nurture, etc., etc. I'll go into that. And masculinity, which is they thrive in order, building order, stability, security, and safety. That's the difference. So, and a true woman, feminine, a grown woman, a true feminine woman in her mastered self. We're always growing. We're always evolving. We're always growing. We're just a constant ball of energy and vibration evolving. All right? And as the frequencies rise, we have the opportunity to rise as well. So, just in terms of masculine, feminine, you can reverse the roles, and it fits in both really. A true masculine, they will claim or go or get what they want, builds, thrives on order, stability, security, structure, and safety. And if they're not doing that or showing that, and women too, then there's that risk factor, or they're not seeing you like that, or they're not able to, or they're not playing out the correct role, right? If that's what you want. If you don't, if you're up for fun and whatever, the page and the night energy is for you. This is just for people who want to have something clear to go by. Even a woman in her, they don't play with people's feelings, minds, games. It's not hurt, it's not toxic, it's not hopelessness, it's not helplessness, it's not being taken care of and all of this stuff. A grown woman nurtures, brings security, stability, love, nurture, peace, growth. Okay? Masculine brings stability, security, structure, and both man and woman should bring safety to each other. If you are in or experiencing the latter, helplessness, hopelessness, codependency in a lower, I'm not talking about high vibrational codependency, that's equal and both contributing, not talking about that. Talking about the lower, needy, helpless, hopeless, control, toxic, I can't provide all of this stuff, to play, to manipulate, to have toxicity and unhealed and trauma bonding and all this stuff. That is not a woman. That is not a queen. That is not an empress. That is not a high priestess. It's very simple. This is just going to help you get a very set, categorize or something like that, or set a standard or a value for you. This is for you to determine. So if you want to protect yourself, if you want someone to come into your life as a man or a woman, don't let them, don't be their thing that they're playing with. Don't let that be you. Only have order, structure, growth, building, and wanting to thrive in that and on that, seeing that as fulfilling. All right, now, before we do the reading, we're going to give you a little laugh. So just sit with that, and I'll just repeat it again. Boy-girl energy, still learning, growing, high risk. They will show up chasing a feeling, chasing an experience, they're showing up to fulfill their feelings and needs, and they will never fulfill yours. And they're not there about yours. That right up, if they're not acknowledging your feelings or your hurt or there it is. They've shown up for entertainment, play, growth, experiment. And if you don't want to be that, then don't show up. Don't let that be you. If you want the other, it comes with the security, the stability, the order, the commitment, the feeling. Feelings are not played with. Mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual. They're handled with care, they're handled with responsibility, they're handled with gratitude, they're handled with love, they're handled with accountability, they're handled with a reciprocation, a care, a nurture, a safety. For you to grow and build and for them to grow and build. It's very simple. If you're not getting that, then get out. Don't worry about what the label is. Move forward, keep going on your path. And yes, of course you're going to have emotions. That's completely normal. That's how you purge, heal, and clear trauma. Right. Now, the old wise wisdom of the Irish grandfather. And a lot of people in my generation would have grown up with this wisdom, okay, at some point given to them. But we call it the old Irish grandfather wisdom. And here's how it goes. And it is for a laugh, so if you don't, I'm sorry. The old Irish grandfather would say, and I'll get it in my head, just give me a minute. If you are dealing with someone or find yourself in a situation where you're sitting, as my grandfather would say, in a pile of shite, if you are going to hang with shite, behave like shite, act like shite, treat people like shite, you'll find yourself, as you are currently sitting, in a pile of shite. That's where you will end up. And then the grandfather would say, because they love to just give you that advice that kills two birds with one stone, right? The wisdom. And it's done with such grace. And then they say, so now I can't give you a lift home in my vehicle because you smell like shite. And that's not good for everyone else that needs to get in the vehicle. Is it now? And he'd say, no, Grandpa, it's not. It's not good for everybody else. So Grandpa would then say, okay, I'll tell you something you can do though. On your long walk home, you can think about all the ways you can clear the shite from you. And what you're going to do about clearing that shite and how you're going to go about it. So that in the future you can get in the vehicle. And you go, yes, Grandpa. And then Grandpa would say, on your way now, it's a long walk and it's very nippy out there. I'll see you at home. And that, my friends, is the wisdom of the old Irish grandfather. The tough love, but it made you think. They were, I call them, they were the old-fashioned AI, old school AI. Such direct clarity, truth that kind of woke you up and hit you, but given with such grace, right? Something you never forgot. Grace and wisdom in one. So old Irish grandpa was like when you hear AI now, they just deliver this brutality, right? And you're like, oh, but it's done with such grace. So they were just the old-fashioned AI, to be honest. Okay, so add a bit of tough love in there about our behavior and how we, what, you know, goes around, comes around. I mean, there's so many things in there you start thinking about when old grandfather delivers you that advice. All right? Yeah, that's what we came from. So here we go. We're character building. We call it the old character building advice from grandpa. You know, you're like, thanks for the chat, grandpa. You know, work it out yourself kind of thing. You'll be right. But that shite you're sitting in, that's all yours, you know? So it's funny, but have a little giggle. Have a little giggle at what old Irish grandpa's wisdom would tell you to do. Now, let's deal with this quickly. High Priestess. See? Imbalance. Told you. Ooh, we're all getting hit with it. We're all getting hit with it. I hope I brought you a little giggle today. All right. So, look at this. Now, reevaluation, passion coming in, Emperor. Oh my God, what was the quote that I gave you? I mean, the quote that before Grandpa's advice, and Grandpa's advice is the Emperor, but see all this hurt, heartbreak, pain, suffering, yeah, Tower. Someone's reevaluating everything and see that soulmate, divine counterpart, partnership. The lesson here is, guys, loud and clear, and it's so weird. They were the two things that came to me this morning. One I heard and I elaborated on a bit, but it's like the other one, I was like, why am I getting this grandpa's download? Like, you know, that type of energy. So, the old Irish wit. So what wit or wisdom? I think I've got a grandfather figure here. So what we've got here is, you know, reevaluation. And this is writing a pros and cons list. This was the tower that was meant to come in. This tower is a wake up. And whether it's a wake up of you going through something or someone else, we're all like, it's happening. There's a reevaluation. Someone's in the thick of it. And honestly, that's what I keep getting. But kill a bird with two stones. You're learning something, they're learning something. You're either on that side or that side. And then you learn we're all a part of karma. We're all about of what goes around comes around. And this is part of bringing collective, these moments are bringing collective into that higher consciousness of how we actually affect the greater good and people out there and their evolution and their journeys. And to a degree, everybody's responsible for their own journey, but you are also responsible for someone else's journey in a basic level of care and treatment, because we're all here to help people and come up into our hearts. All right. But someone here is really devastated, either about a past life connection, like a soulmate or twin or whoever or whatever, or you're still in pain. So let's just get a couple of clarifiers. Yeah. See, that's why I had to bring this message this morning stuck up in their head, thinking over and over and over and over. Now, either the universe, the divine has stepped in, divine intervention, and sat you in this. And they're not letting you out of it until you work it out. Until you work out the pros and cons. This is the universe kind of saying, yep, time to learn. Time to learn, time to see it. We're not going to let you not see it. And that's the pile of shite that grandpa saw you sitting in and sat you in. All right? Now see, this is the overwhelm. This is the overburden. And this is not judgment or judgment of self. This is for you to grow and learn, to reflect. All right? Incoming message, imbalance, this person out in the cold, depleted, nothing is, it could be also fulfilling you at the moment. They could be out in the cold, you could feel out in the cold, you could feel abandoned, you could feel empty, could feel not connected to something at the moment. We're just confirming this because a lot of people are going through this. As you feel disconnected, if it's a disconnection thing, that's because, honey, you're about to align and go into a new vibrational frequency. And what I've got here, see, someone incoming, Emperor. That's why we talked about the Emperor, security. I don't care if they're male or female, security, stability. We're done. We're all done. Society's done with people playing with their minds, playing with their feelings, struggle. Life's hard enough. Life is hard enough for everybody. Why would you be in or contribute or give someone harder times, mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually? I think as a society, as a collective, we have to stop and we have to sit back and we have to actually start learning, because that's grandpa's advice, learning to be in someone else's shoes. And that's not, that seems to be something that's missing. And we've got an epidemic of kind of narcissistic behaviors, tendencies, whether you are or not, they are prevalent out there. And entitlement, you know, all of that energy that we've been in, people are done with, by the way. They're seeing through. It's not growing or building anything. It's not getting anyone anywhere. And it's an inability to see the other side, wear someone else's shoes. Okay, so if we all could do that, like consistently, we would build a better world for everybody. Okay, so this is this higher heart consciousness that's trying to come through from spirit. So out in the cold, they want a message, passions are running high, they can't come forward, or they're planning to come forward. This is Emperor energy. Now, as I said, if that's someone entering your life, or you ready to boss up, or you ready to stand in your truth, or level up, or go another level, or knuckle down, whatever it is, you'll know. But that is coming in. And we have the two, see, equal reciprocity. Weighing that up in your life right now, whether you haven't got it, you're weighing it up, and that's all you're settling. That's your new set of rules, pros and cons, whatever. You know, your list that you're writing, your set of values. If not, it is coming in. And it's got to balance up. We all have to step into our higher timeline now. There's no point fighting it. There's no point fighting the divine. There's no point thinking it, rethinking it. How can I strategize? How can I get it going another way? But I want to turn it around, but I don't want to turn it around, but I want to go forward, but I want to stop this going forward. Stop it. You are now dealing with a higher power. I don't know how many times we have to say that. The Tower. That's just Tanti. This is Tanti. This is Tanti. I want my way. I'm not happy, and I have no control or power now. That's all that is. And the only one you're throwing a Tanti with is the higher up, the high priestess, or old grandfather, old Irish grandfather's tough love, hard advice, life of school, chit chats. All right? I know. We've all been hit with it. It's called deep reflection, and that's what they're good at. The higher up and the old ancestors' advice. Now, heartbreak, didn't see it. Empress on the Tower. So someone's definitely reviewing, Emperor to Empress, who their match is, what their match is, why they're their match. They're really seeing the thick of it. And if they're not in it, that's what they're heading towards. Okay? Now we've got heartbreak, didn't see it, old pain, hurt, the two people coming together equally, being on the same timeline, because there's the spiritual path, the cup that's missing, but the resistance towards it. Okay? And someone wanting victory, someone being under control. We've talked about that. King and Queen of Swords. So we've talked about this. King and Queen of Swords could represent the old Irish grandma, grandpa that are giving you the hard, cold truth. and the hard which you have to come into yourself. Where do you have to stand up for yourself? Speak truth, be in truth, see truth. None of us like looking at that stuff, because that means we have to have some hard conversations with ourselves and others. But it is a great time of awakening, healing, transforming, balancing out karma, and seeing the other side, or putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And the higher message in this is, Spirit just said, when we send you an email and say this is a higher divine soulmate or twin, or you need to have more respect, more gratitude, more caution, more understanding, more, there's certain things we can get away with, and there's certain things in life and spiritually we cannot. That's what the next life and the next life and the next life's about. Now, the other thing is, I saw another thing too, which hit me, and I did post it. It was a guy saying, you never will never take people for granted. And this is what Spirit's saying. Never take, and my grandfather used to say, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Never treat a kind person unkind. Never take anyone for granted who's doing something for you that doesn't have to, or is putting up with more from you than they need to or have to. They are trying to show you love, support, and whatever, if it's not in a toxic way. Be very careful what their universe hands to you that you screw up and bin like a paper thrown in a trash can. And then you go to that trash can and you want to unravel it and smooth out that bit of paper and go, oh, actually this person, that's right, they did that for me. What was their name again? Who were they? Be very careful. If you're living that life or that energy and trashing, discarding people and not having gratitude for your connections, one thing is, you'll never meet the same person twice. You'll never meet that person again. You'll never replace that person. And if you go back to that person, they will never be the same person again. If there's been hurt, cheating, lying, stealing, discarding, abandonment, rejection, whatever, you will never meet the same person twice. So a lot of people you meet someone, and we've all done it, you are in love with the person you first met. You are in love with the person that they first showed you. You came together in your truth. You came together in that moment and saw each other like that beautiful, loving, caring, warm, cuddly, nurturing, protective, that first, you know what I'm talking about. Now, after that, whatever happens, if it's negative and you're back and forth, or they're on or off or in or out, you are never going to get the same person. And if you abandon that, if you're given a gift from the divine, like you're so lucky. Some people don't ever meet a soulmate. Some people never meet a twin flame. Some people never meet a higher divine counterpart. They're not here to do that. That's not in their script. Some people just have 3D connections. There's nothing wrong with that. It works for them. They're completely happy. That was their time. They love each other. And some people come in with more of a spiritual whatever journey. There's no right, there's no wrong. There's no better or whatever. It's who you are. But you have to not take things for granted anymore. And this is what this lesson's about with Spirit. This is what this deep scorpionic transformation's about. Where did you take for granted something that was actually special? A gift, gifted, given for no reason. Didn't want anything from you but to give. Didn't need anything from you. Where did someone show you kindness, love, nurture when nothing was coming back? They're the spiritual things that we can overlook, take kindness for weakness. Some people think kindness is stupidity. Kindness is not something that happens naturally. They have generally been through the worst of the worst in life. They understand gratitude. They've had life experience. They've had hurt, pain, and trauma that they would never place on anybody. A good person, a nice person, or a kind person, or an empathic person, I'm talking true, deep, that does not want or take from people, is not needy on people, that gives unconditionally to you, is understanding and kind to you no matter what, that person's been to hell and back. And you want to treat them poorly. Spirit sends those people into your life as earth angels to heal you, to show you love, kindness, nurture, empathy, compassion. And what did you do with it? For some of you. Would you like to be in that person's shoes? Are you taking from someone that's got the ability to do that and you don't reciprocate it? Then there's, as the old grandfather would say, then don't touch it. If you're not willing to do the time, don't do the crime. If you're willing to take from that pile, that kind, nurturing, loving, if you're not willing to reciprocate it, don't touch it. That's what the old Irish grandfather's wisdom would be. If you're not willing to reciprocate it, cherish it, have gratitude for it, see is it a gift, don't touch it. Because now you're entering the laws of karma. Anything you're not willing to reciprocate but take for free, or hurt or damage or create disorder or distortion knowingly, don't touch it. Don't do it. That was the big lesson of the South Node. This is how we evolve as a human, as a person, as a soul, as a heart. What are you willing to give? How many people these days expect people to give their time, advice, information for free? In the moment, spontaneous, like we're a 7-Eleven, 24/7-11. Hey, I had a problem, in or out, just want to grab something for free and take off. In that moment, you have to really think about what you're doing and what you're expecting of someone else that you are not willing to do or have done to you. Again, grandfather's advice. In where did we come to where we think if someone's got something we need, I can just run in and grab it and take it, take their time, their energy, their advice, their this, their that, in and out for nothing, for no reason, at any time. And we think that's okay. And my old grandfather, Irish grandfather's advice would say, that's daylight robbery. So karmically, you just did daylight robbery. Okay, so really start looking into energy, because the higher vibration that we now move into, there's always reasons. There's our personal reasons for growth, healing, transformation, but Spirit's also giving you these harsh lessons. I can't even talk now. Harsh lessons because you're about to raise into a higher frequency. When you raise into a higher frequency, the laws of cause and effects and manifestation come at lightning speed. It's like throwing a boomerang and it coming straight back at you. So Spirit's not just punishing you. This is not a punishment. This is growth for you, of you, healing, transformation, evolution of the soul, heart, the DNA, all the rest of it. But they're also preparing you for a frequency. I have no idea why my phone just lit up. The lights didn't change. It's now brighter. There's no sun out there. I don't know what just happened to the phone, guys, but the light just changed. It was dark and grayer and it just changed. The higher frequency, Spirit's trying to teach you all these things and for you to see them before you move into the higher frequency. Because if you move into the higher frequency with those blindfolds on, boom, instant, and quantum field is unlimited. That's why we have to form boundaries to move into unlimited frequency. Frequency boundaries into unlimited frequency. Have a sit with that. Have a sit with that. Emotional balance. What you give out up in their head. Stepping into who you are now. Who you are now in your North Node, you are setting the tone, the frequency, the harmonics of all your next growth lessons from here towards your destiny and who you were here to be and become. I'm going to wrap it up. I need a cup of tea. That one's cold. It's cold. I'm moving forward. It's raining. Again, release of burden, endings, beginnings, transformation, closing out cycles within us, okay, to build firmer foundations, all to bring you into the Ten of Pentacles. Spirit's trying to bring you into your alignment, into your destiny, so that you can be the best you and you can build a strong foundation that you can build and grow a lifetime in. That's all this is about. And look at everyone's going through this right now. I mean, if this isn't Give a Free Hug Day, or time or moment, well, this is the time to give it. And it's the time to be truthful with yourself and in truth and mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and close that out. There's no more growth. If there's no more growth in something, there's no more growth. And that can be mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual, or within you. And if you've had a dead zone or a dead spot, it just means you are in that energy shift frequency changeover. And in that we go through a lot of ascension symptoms, like G4 symptoms. All right? So that's why we're having all this freak out. If anyone is around you and it's really tumultuous and freak out and their mental instability, like the freak out, like really tumultuous, chaotic, it's over, it's done. The frequency's blown out. It's like two dog hackles. You cannot fix this now. It's either good, harmonious, or ending, or transitioning. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.